John, let's come to you. Crossy, last throw of the Dice Land. Toney must wow Wembley, or else, as Southgate gives striker a final audition for a spot in Euro's squad. In the back page of the Mirror, there it is. John, tell us about this situation regarding Ivan Toney. He's not going to get much of a chance, is he?
Well, it's so interesting, isn't it, really? Because, you know, listen, Henry and I were both at St James's Park last night. You kind of try and pick away at the ramifications about who started, who didn't get on, who was on the bench, who got changed, and that sort of thing. You've got three strikers, basically, three number nines, haven't you? Harry Kane, captain, absolutely nailed on. And Gareth Southgate, when we spoke to him, you know, after his press conference last night, he made it pretty clear that Harry Kane will start and captain the team. And also that on Monday night, having missed, say, the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, he needed minutes in his legs. And that was his priority, Gareth Southgate, to bring him on to replace Ollie Watkins. Now, Ollie Watkins, given the starting berth against Bosnia-Herzegovina, what does that tell us? That tells us that really at the moment, Ivan Toney is on the outside of the three, if you like. It's hard to imagine, isn't it, I think, that basically in a squad, even with 26, that he could take three number nines. I'm sure he'd take a variety of forwards, but really, will he take three nines? I doubt it. So maybe Toney's on the outside. But Gareth Southgate did say and did insist that Toney will get minutes on Friday night. And this just plays into the whole, you know, trimming down the 33 into 26. You've got 7 to lose. They've got to finalise their squad and hand the squad in, if you like, to UEFA by 11 o'clock Friday night. I personally think he would have made up his mind surely before the game. What is the point in playing a game on Friday night and then using players, if you like, who are not going to be in that 26? I think that defeats the object, really. So it will be really interesting to see whether we kind of get any sort of hints and whispers before the game. But I think Toney really saw this as a big opportunity for redemption, if you like. 8-month ban, he came back really with a bang and good form. But I tell you what, the last 3 months, it hasn't gone so well for Toney at all. And I don't think he's been scoring. He hasn't been playing quite so well. I would have had him absolutely in my squad a few months ago, but now I do think he's up against it. So that story really just sort of says, look, this is last chance saloon for Toney.
OK, well, Jason Burt writing, Henry, in the Telegraph, Kane's start is blow for Toney's hope. Southgate arguing he needs to give his captain minutes, Henry. What do you think of the situation? Do you feel that Toney came into the squad perhaps with an outside chance? And also, where does this leave England if Kane does get injured in the Euros? If he doesn't go?
Well, the most important issue this week regarding England strikers was that Harry Kane showed no discomfort from his supposed back problem that afflicted him during the last few weeks of Bayern Munich season, and he was fine in training. He was fine in the game. He'll start, as Southgate's been saying, on Friday night. The one thing that Toney's got going to him, and I completely agree with Crossy that Watkins is now ahead of him. It's clearly Kane out, you know, the number 9, absolutely, you know, no doubt about that. And then Watkins. One thing that Toney's got going for him, he's got a fantastic penalty record. And I always look at the sort of the strikers, particularly when you've got an indomitable character like Harry Kane, particularly as captain as well, who's going to start every game. That can they come off the bench in a knockout game, even if it's just for one touch, to put away that penalty, to take England from a quarter-final into the semi-final, potentially into a final, which is what they should be aiming at. But I agree with Crossy. I think it's touch and go for Toney now. And that, by the way, Crossy, fair play to your subs. That's a brilliant headline. Last throw of the Dice Land. I like that. I'm sure it's one of yours, Crossy. But you know, it's straight out of the Crossy Christmas cracker. But I mean, it is a good one, and it does completely reflect it. But then what happens if Ivan Toney comes on and is brilliant for the last 15 minutes against Iceland? The great thing is that England have got good options there. But Southgate said it when he announced the squad. He said strikers are a rare breed. They're a little bit more high maintenance. And can you take so many of them? They're like prowling lions. And we've got appropriately 3 lions here. And one of them is going to be sort of prowling around in the background, sort of disappointed that he's not playing. You know, what's that going to do? But they're all good characters. But I agree with Crossy. It's Kane followed by Watkins.